Hello everybody, welcome back to an edition of the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC training. I'm your host, M11, and in this video what we're going to see is how we can use the SNTP on the M172. So let's go first to my SNTP server. Okay, so in my case I'm going to use the Modicon switch as an SNTP server. So a few information that we need from here is that, let's just put this here. What we need is the IP address of the server. In this case, this one, and also the port that we're going to use. Okay, it's going to be the 123 in my case. Okay, so this is the information that we need in order to connect and see which is the time. So this one has already a different time to my PLC. So now what I'm going to do is to open the software. So I created this block, okay, but basically inside what we have is the original function block from the system. So if we go to library 3, we should be able to find in target blocks, we have these two, sys SNTP get time and sys SNTP reset. So basically what we need in order to read the date and time from the server is to use this one. Depending on how we are working with, we should be able to get this one first and then the get time. Okay, and this is how to get the time, but then you need to update the time on the controller. So in order to update the time on the controller, what we need is to use this one, sys clock write, with information that we have from the SNTP server. Let's have a look how this one looks like. Okay, so here is the multicast option. By default, I use this one, unicast. So basically, every time I need to sync the time, I need to call the function block, and on every time I call, I need to use the reset. Otherwise you just use the true, but in my case I wasn't able to make it run on the multicast. Maybe something I was doing wrong, probably. So I use it unicast. Then we just need the port 123 in my case, and then the address for the, then we just need to use the this is the information that we're going to receive. So in order to get this information, if we use this function block, is to use, along with this, the ADR. ADR connected here in each of them. So we get here the information. So you can create, for example, internal variable. I know, something like 9 seconds. This one is US int. I'll put it here. And then once you get this information, you just sys clock write. Of course, not in the same thing, okay, unless you use the enable and put the enables together, but don't. And then use this one, my second, over here. Okay, so this is how you need to work. So in order to avoid doing all that stuff, I created this block. But basically, just put the information on the SNTP server. I created this structure. No. You create a library. So in the library, on system, okay, here, STP, and I believe, just bear with me. There we go, I haven't updated the library. So we have this structure basically it's just a configuration, had information for that one, but you get the server port, just need to put there, and you get the information on the system, which is type data time, which is the one that we use in the system, and we get the server and the controller. That's information that we get, and this is the function block. So I created the variable input and output here and enable async. So we just enable this to constantly read the actual time of the controller, and then when we press the sync, it will get the time of the SNTP and also update the time of the controller. So I'm going to connect, I'm going to download this. No file. Where is it? Check this out. Okay, I got it sorted now. Was missing program there. I don't know. So I got this. I'm going to connect to the controller. Download the application. Okay, it's fine. Got it. Now I'm going to open the watch. In the watch, what I'm going to do is to access to this, which is a structure. Okay, here you can see the date and time that I got. Okay, and here is the configuration for the server. So the server is going to be 192.1.55. The service port is 123, and here is the date and time of the controller, and this one is going to be the server. So what I'm going to do just now is to enable the block. As soon as you enable the block, you should be able to read the controller information. Here you can see this is date and time. So what I'm going to do right now is to reset this to another date and time. So what I'm going to do is to go here, already connected with the controller, sys clock, and then I'm going to put this by default. True. There we go. You can see year is 24. I need 25 this year. So so what I'm going to do now is to just to show you that I have different date and time. And now what I'm going to do is to sync this with the SNTP server. So I'm going to put this into that. There we go again. And then if everything was fine, I should be able to see this changing and this one with a newer value. And there we go, just update it. You do it just one time, okay, and it will update the controller to the date and time of the SNTP server. Okay, so I don't know if I can show you this. Here you can see date and time. Should be this one, UTC. Okay, and it takes this information from there. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. So I'm going to put later in the new library these two inside the system. Okay, so in system later you should be able to find this. If you don't want to use the function block, it's totally fine. What you need to do is to use instead the original function blocks, the sys get time, sys SNTP get time, sys SNTP reset, and then once you get the time, use the sys clock write so you update the date and time of the PLC. Okay, so this is how you can connect to a SNTP server using the M172 and then update the date and time of the controller. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you on the next one.